What's up everyone and welcome to the club. In today's video, creating a sketch illustration of Monkey D. Luffy from One Piece. Let's begin today's lesson by adding a set of guidelines to help us create a circle in the center of our page. We're going to start at the very top right in the middle. It's going to sketch a line coming all the way down towards the bottom. Now you don't want to go too dark because we'll eventually want to erase this out. Now let's go to the center and draw another line going across from left to right. So we'll start with the left side going out and then extend that all the way out towards the right. Now I'm going to use these lines to help us create that circle. From the center, let's go all the way up to the top. Just going to mark this off with a straight line. Now I want to take that same distance down towards the bottom and do the same thing. Let's repeat that same process across this line, taking that same distance over towards the left and marking this off, and then go over towards the right. Now I want to connect each of these points with a curve to create our circle. Let's start with the top left, go all the way around and down. Now the circle doesn't have to be perfect, we just want to get the right size and placement on our page. We can always go back and just readjust the shape. Now on each side, we're going to draw two circles for the eyes. Let's start right in the center on the left. So sketch a circle coming all the way around, and then back up. Let's draw that same size circle on the right. Just lining up the top and the bottom. Now in the center of each eye, sketch a smaller circle for the pupil. Now fold the brow down on top of the eyes. Let's start from that center. Just going to angle this up and out on top of the left eye towards the side of our circle, and then do the same thing on the right, going up and out. Let's curl up the inside of the brow, starting on the left, bend this in and then out, and do the same thing on the right. Let's go back to the inside corner of the eyes, angle this down and in towards the bridge of the nose, and then on the left side, draw a straight line coming down, and then pull that in towards that center line. Now I'm going to move down and draw the top edge of the mouth, starting directly underneath the left eye, curve the mouth coming down underneath the nose, and then bend that up towards the right. Let's go back to the left side and curve the bottom of the mouth, coming down towards the bottom of our circle, and then back up. Let's add the top row of teeth. Starting on the left, it's going to follow that same curve going across. Now we'll come back to that scar after we've drawn in the head. Let's start from the sides, curve this down. I just want to bend this in underneath the mouth, in towards a center point, towards the chin. Bend this out and up towards the right. Let's move out to the side and block in the ears. Starting on the left side of our circle, curve this around, and then bend that back in towards the side of the head, and do the same thing on the right. And now I'm going to add those layers of hair along the top of the head. Let's start right in the middle, and bend this down and across towards the right eye. Taper that back up towards the top left. Now I'll continue to add these points coming down towards the left. Let's start from the top. Come down toward the left eye, and then back up, come down around the eye, and then back up. Let's go back up to the center, add a small curve coming down towards the right, and up. Now to curve this out in the opposite direction, down towards the right brow, and then back up towards the top. Let's come back down towards the side of the eye, pull this up towards the brow, and then come down towards the ear. Let's go over towards the left side. Just going to close this off towards the ear. Now I want to add some curls around the side of the head. Let's start from the top of the ear, bend this down and out, come in and up. Let's do the same thing on the right. Coming across the ear, and then pull that back up. Let's add another curl, coming down and out, and pull this in and up towards the side of our circle. Do the same thing on the right, coming out and then up. Now add one more point on the right side, coming out and pull that in. Let's go back to the left side. Just going to curve the top of the head and just bring that down on the right side, just past this line. Now I'm just going to close off the top right. Now that we have the rough sketch of the head, let's draw the brim of the hat going in behind. From that center line, let's step up in the middle. It's going to draw a half oval. We'll go out, round this out. I'm just going to pull this in just underneath the ear. I'm going to duplicate that on the right, going across, come down the right side, and then bend that back in. And you can see that I have the same distance from the edge of the hat to the side of the head that I do on the left. I just want to try to balance that out. Let's draw the top of the hat in behind the hat brim. Let's start all the way over on the left. We're going to draw a half circle. Come up and in towards the middle, go across towards the right, and then bring that back down. Now we're just going to add the edge of the band along the top, starting on the left, then it's up and towards the middle, and then back down on the right. Let's move down to the bottom and draw two lines coming down the side of the neck. So we'll start on the left, and then the right. And then from the bottom, we're just going to slope the shoulders, coming down and out. I'm also going to add some hair along the bottom of the head. Let's start underneath the earlobe, come straight down, angle this up and in on both sides. Let's add another point, coming straight down, and we'll angle this up and in. Now on top of the shoulders, we're going to add the edge of the shirt and step out from the neck, curve this down and in. Once we're happy with the rough sketch, we're going to go back and lightly erase some of these guidelines. Now that we have our clean rough sketch, let's move to the tip of our pencil and lightly add some more details. We'll start with the top edge of the brow. I'm not going to go too dark here. I want to give myself an opportunity to readjust the shape if we need to. Just adding a few more folds across the top of the brow. And working our way down towards the nose. Just going to add the nostril on the right side. And we'll trace the eyes on both sides. It's going a little bit darker along the top and bottom. And once we're confident with the placements, we can go back and darken up our lines. I just want to add a little bit of the gums along the top and sides of the mouth. Just bending this in and up, and we'll just lightly shade the gum line. And going back and just darkening up the edge of the mouth. And we'll just layer the teeth along the bottom. Just going to lightly shade in the tongue, going around the teeth. I'm also going to darken up the top to create a bit of a shadow. Let's go back and darken up our lines. lightly add that scar underneath the right eye. So start with the line first and add those stitches after. And we're going to go back and start tracing out the hair. Starting from the center, working our way out towards the side. And we're going to do this before we refine the shape of the head, because this layers on top. We're also adding a little bit more shape to the ears. I'm also going to give a slight bend to the hair along the bottom and just lightly shade that in. And we'll move up and shade in the rest of the hair. Now the hair is going to cast a little bit of shadow on top of the head. So just adding some shadow along the top, just underneath the hair. And then just fading that down. I'm also going to add a little bit of shadow just underneath the brow. Now from here, we're just going to add a rough edge around the brim of the hat. Just with these little curves. And we're just going to start off a little bit lighter before we commit and go dark. Once we're happy with the shape, we'll go back and just darken this up. Now we're going to add a little bit of shadow along the bottom of the hat brim, leaving a little bit of highlight around the outside. I'm just going to tuck this in behind the head, and then just continue over towards the right. Now we're just going to trace out the top of the hat. As well as that band. And we'll add a shadow on the right side of the hat and then fade that out as we come over towards the left. Again, to create that highlight. I'm going to darken up that band going across the top. I'm just adding some texture to the hat with some vertical lines. And again, just fading that out towards the left side. And then we'll go across in the opposite direction. Let's add that same texture across the bottom. Just working with the curve of the hat brim. Adding these light lines going across. I'm also going to add a little bit of shadow to the side of the head, just to help give this some shape. Now I'm going to add some more detail to those folds across the shirt. Just wrapping this around the collar. Let's add another curve along the top and side. And the head's going to cast a shadow across the top of the neck. Just going to lightly fade that out across the bottom. Just feathering that out. I want to go a little bit darker along the top. Now as we get closer to the end of our drawing, we'll tighten up our shadows and add a little bit more detail, and always be sure to sign our artwork, and that's pretty much it. There's a sketch illustration of Monkey D. Luffy. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. If you did, please make sure you subscribe because I'm posting new lessons every single day. And if you want to keep drawing with me, then you might want to check out this video over here. I want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you again soon.